I want to welcome each of you back to the Dang Right, a Melissa football podcast with Coach Nally. I'm your host, Coach Nally. I want to thank Mr. Kramen and the duo of Max and Shipp for putting on this podcast. Max and Shipp are like the duo of Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan. Being like Bill and Ted, they're always up for a great time traveling through time. Max and Shipp are the greatest. Now on to our guest. Our guest today is somebody I've known for his entire life. Our guest today is Jackson Ryan Nally. Welcome to the show, Jackson.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dang right, dude. All right, Jack, I asked the same question to everybody. Same first question. Give us the life story of Jackson Ryan Nally.
My life story isn't very long. I've only lived for about 17 years,
Dang right.
So I was born in Tyler, Texas. And then
Palestine, Texas, bro.
Palestine.
That a kid.
Then we moved.
Maybe you should have ChatGPT, whatever that thing is.
Okay.
AI'd that.
Okay. Our first house was in Pointer, and
Dang right.
I knew that. Yeah. We lived there for first few years of my life, and then I had a brother named Hayden, and then we moved to our house in Frankston, Texas, and. We lived there for the first 7-8 years of my life, and then my youngest brother Owen was born, and then we moved to Melissa when I was in the 3rd grade, and been here ever since.
Dang right. All right. Well, let's do this, my brother. Let's start off with, what are the life goals of Jackson Nally?
That's a great question. The life goals that I have is, I want to be a college coach. I've had some great influences in the coaches that have brought me up through the years playing sports. And obviously my dad's a coach, so I'm around it all the time.
Dang right.
Hopefully I'm married and have kids and have an awesome life.
Dang right. What's the best, funniest story about me that you have experienced?
This is an awesome story.
Okay, let's hear it.
I told the team this a few weeks ago.
Awesome sauce.
But,
I'm so glad you're going back to this.
So we have some family that lives in Iowa, and we were going on a trip, and my brother Hayden had to go to the bathroom, and I don't know why we couldn't have stopped on the side of the road.
I don't like stopping. We're driving. I don't like to stop.
Or stop at a gas station.
I don't like to do it. Continue.
So he went to the bathroom in one of those little Sprite bottles, one of those green ones, the old ones.
Yep.
And
I remember.
A few hours later, we all had to go to the bathroom or something, but we stopped. And so me, my mom, my brothers, we went to the bathroom, and my dad stayed in the car. And then we came back in, and he was like, guys, why do y'all drink this stuff? This is so gross. Like, dude, what are you talking about? He's like, the Sprite tastes awful. And I
thought it was expired.
It was so funny. We had to take 5 to 10 minutes. We were laughing. And he was like, I took a few sips out of it and just to make sure. We were like, dude, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Hilarious, man. Hilarious. Yeah.
Got him.
At the end of the day, though, when you travel, first and foremost, I don't believe in stopping. And that was something that was given to me by my parents when we travel. There's no stopping, and
it's not a good rule.
You just go. And if you need to use a restroom, hey, you got a bottle. Hey, man, just go in the bottle. It was a bad day. It was a bad day for me.
I hope we learned from our past experiences. Now we stop.
Here we go. I like how you're turning that back on me. I got you. Let me ask you this, man. What have you gotten out of being a part of the Melissa Cardinal football program?
There's a lot. I know whenever we first moved here that it was way different than what it is now. That it was a super small town, and the values and everything were a little bit different now because of how much we've grown. But since I've been in the program for the past 3 years, I've really gotten good at being myself and just knowing that I don't have to put on a facade or a mask to
Dang right.
be around everybody else. I can be me, and it's awesome being me.
Dang right.
It's awesome being Jackson Alley.
Dang right. All right. All right. Who was the most intimidating parent, your mother or myself, and why?
My mom is.
Okay, so why? Let's hear it.
I catch her watching Dateline NBC all the time.
Aha, yes.
I mean, that's about like people getting murdered and stuff. So she knows how to do it and get away with it. And so I'm scared that somebody's going to go missing and I'm going to know who killed them. So,
well, let's be honest with each other. There's only one person going missing, and it's me.
True. Yes. Very true.
And I said this on a previous podcast. If something does happen to me and the case has gone cold and nobody knows what's going on,
it's Julie Nally.
It is Julie Nally. She's done it and she's got away with it. And yeah. Okay. So let me ask you this, man. What is it like being a coach's kid?
It's awesome. I mean, obviously it has its ups and downs, but I would say it's super legit. I mean, I get all these connections to like different places, like especially colleges and stuff. Like right now, like I want to be a college coach, and my dad being a coach has helped me reach out to other places and say, hey, I want to come to your school and reach out to y'all. And they're like, awesome, dude. I also get to sorry, I'm blinking right now.
You're good. You're good.
Something else that I get to do, being a coach's kid, I mean, I get a lot of free stuff.
Dang right.
So that's always awesome.
A good thing. That's always a good thing.
Some of the bad stuff, though, is that, like, before I could drive, I mean, I had to stay at the field house all day. So
yeah,
that always sucked.
That was awesome.
Something else, a little more like of a serious thing, was like, I remember being younger and playing sports with other kids, and they were like, you're only playing or you're only starting because your dad coaches the high school. And I'm like, dude, we don't play high school. We're playing elementary school football. Why does that matter, dude? But that was hard for a little bit growing up. And then I eventually was like, what other people say doesn't matter. It's
right. Right. Well, I've said this multiple times, man, but being a coach's kid is one of the toughest things. You guys are, and there's a lot of coaches' kids out there. Now, there's a lot of coaches' kids on our coaching staff, and it takes a really special person to be a coach's kid just because of the fact of everything that you're dealing with in the regards of kind of being judged in a different light and kind of being in a different microscope than other kids. But because at the end of the day, you just want to be a Melissa Cardinal.
Yep.
So, I get it. Now, I wasn't a coach's kid, but I think a coach's kid would have been awesome. I would have taken advantage of it. And let's be honest with each other here. You take advantage of it.
Yeah, I do. Sometimes it helps me get out of the school.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, don't sit there and just be like, oh, well, I get free stuff. You take advantage of being a coach's kid.
It's another awesome perk. Yeah, I get out of periods I don't want to be in and classes I don't really want to do that day. So it's awesome.
Say, dude, you have some perks to it.
Yep. Just write an email and I'm out of there.
What is your favorite memory of you as a player and me as a coach?
Me as a player, I would say playing my whole freshman year. Now, I would say only like when we play the games, not the practices, because we practice defense every day with Coach Span, and it was awful. No offense to Coach Span, but I'm an offensive kid. But, we had a lot of fun. I mean, I was on the B team or like the bad team. So like we wouldn't go out there and score 40 points and beat everybody, but we like to have fun. And there were a lot of good memories and good stuff that went on that year.
Right. Though, if you think about that team that you were on, there's a lot of players on that team that, are now starting on the varsity. So it's fun to watch kids, who are quote unquote a B team kid and then move up and develop and become, a starter on the varsity. For me, my favorite is when you were a little bitty boy and you were playing baseball and I was that psycho dad and we were out in the front yard and I don't know if you remember this. It's probably burnt into your brain traumatically. You probably have PTSD about it. But was hitting you ground balls, and they would go in between your legs, and I'd call you Jacqueline, and I would do stuff like that. But you were scared of the ball, and I made you stand up against the wooden fence with your nose up against the fence, and I took those little I don't know what they're called, but they're those
The
yellow balls,
the yellow soft.
and I would just pelt you with them.
Yeah, I remember that was.
That was how, I mean, dude, I'll be honest with you. I mean, CPS should have been called. I totally
dude,
get it.
Bad.
I totally get it.
I only remember doing like that one time, and I don't remember being on the fence. I remember being on the wall of the house, getting starfish. Like my legs and arms are spread up and getting pelted. I'm like, dude, this sucks, bro. I don't want to play baseball ever again.
I was out of control. There's no doubt about it.
But you got better.
I did.
You got a whole lot better.
Yeah. I did. I started to realize that there's more than life than athletics, and then athletics has so much more things to it than just being good. I mean, has a lot to do with discipline, work ethic, knowing and understanding what the true meaning of athletics is all about. So, well, let me ask you this, man. You've seen a lot of Melissa football the past 9 years, a lot. What is your favorite Melissa football memory?
My favorite memory is we were playing Salina.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what year it was, but I remember it was like Brendan Lewis was a quarterback. Kennedy Lewis was out there. So the referee died on the field.
That is correct. Yes, he did die.
He died, and then he came back to life.
He did come back to life.
Craziness.
Yes,
but
yes.
I remember when we came back, Salina, it was like 3rd and goal or whatever.
Yep.
Goal line stop. We're on like the 2 or the 3 yard line.
Yep.
Brendan Lewis takes a snap, pulls it, runs it for like a 98-yard touchdown.
Correct.
That's like the most excited I think I've ever been.
Yes, that was the nail in the coffin of that game too, man. That was awesome. Golly, that was a great memory, man.
Yeah.
That is a great one.
Anytime we beat Salina and Argyle are always great.
Dang right, dude.
Memories.
Dang right. What was awesome about that one was Jose Mendez was our trainer then. And man, dude, he came alive that night, and dude just did an unbelievable job. He was a great trainer here at Melissa, but he did a great job of helping that guy out. But it was so crazy is I saw that trainer or that official probably like 6 weeks after that. And dude, just he died.
Yeah.
And just him talking about that whole situation or whatever was insane. But we were actually talking about that the other day. We were talking about Brendan Lewis and just how, the guy died.
Yep.
And, which that's the way the story always starts. Mm-hmm. Hey, you remember that Salina game? Which one? Where the official died.
Yeah.
So, and then, so he, the goal line stand, and then he goes 98. To put the nail in the coffin of that game. Well, let me ask you this, man. Once again, you've seen 9 years of Melissa football. Who's your favorite Melissa football player ever?
That's a really hard question. I can't name it down to one. I'll have to give you some different answers. But, growing up, whenever we first moved over here, Tate Whittington was a starter.
Dang right. Tate was a good one. That's a good one.
He was legit. I mean, I played quarterback, and so, he would be there after school sometimes helping me throw and tell me what to do and stuff like that. And she was an awesome person, too. And then after Tate, it was Brendan Lewis.
Dang right.
And Brendan Lewis was legit.
Good pick.
He was awesome.
Good pick.
I mean, he was the same thing. Like, I remember the Meet the Cardinal or something, but the players got to pick their kid and walk out with them, and I got to walk out with him, and I was pretty excited.
Oh, dang right.
But, I mean, once again, just awesome mentor.
Right,
I mean, he would help me out all the time.
Right.
And just, again, an awesome person.
Right.
These are all going to be quarterbacks. But, I played quarterbacks. Like, they're closest to me.
Yeah.
But Sam Finnegan, another one.
Right. Sammy Finnegan.
Sam. He was here when I was in the high school. So we would practice with them in the morning, and then we would come in and finish our practice after school. And, Sam would be there in the morning, help me out. And then when they would practice, I would be there, and he would also be helping me out. And, I mean, he was a fun guy to be around. I mean, I used to love talking to him. I mean, I'm the oldest, so I don't have any older siblings, but he was like my older sibling. Like, he was like my older brother. He was awesome.
Yeah, Sammy Finnegan was just a great, obviously he was a great quarterback, but what a great just person.
Yeah,
you know?
he's
what a
awesome
great
person.
dude. You know, when I think about Melissa football players in the 9 years I've been here, there's been, I'm going to go way back. You know, Christian Norton was a really, really good football player.
Right. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, that's a great football player back in the day. I like the offensive lineman piece of it.
Oh
so,
yeah, those awesome. I could pick anyone. They're awesome.
golly, dude. I mean, golly, my gosh, you got Adam Rogers. You got I liked Adam because he was a little bit undersized, but he was mean.
Yeah.
Bryce Martin was one of my favorite kids of all time.
I remember being in 8th grade, coming to practice and just
I love Bryce Martin.
Talking to him. Yeah,
I love Bryce Martin. Bryson Zufelt was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Caleb Cruz, Ethan McCullum. I mean, just those offensive, defensive lineman kids. We just hired the Butcher, Zach Wilkie back. He played center for us back in those days.
Knopziger is another person that Hayden Knopziger was awesome. I loved hanging out with him.
Yeah, golly, just great people, great players. And yeah.
I have one more person.
Let's hear it.
You know, I played quarterback this year on the varsity.
Yeah.
And so another person was Trevor Ham. I mean, he was my first varsity quarterback, and I remember practice was awesome because, I mean, when we weren't doing anything, I mean, we were just hanging around and shooting the bull and talking, so it was awesome. Now, we didn't really hang out a whole lot out of school, unlike with Sam and Brendan. I did kind of a little bit, but I mean, he was just awesome dude while we were practicing and playing, and always being there to help me out, or if I had a problem, I was always able to go up to him and ask him, like, hey, dude, I need to talk to you about something. And I was always there to help him out if he needed someone to talk to as well. Right.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, it's great that you say that as a player, that you have that relationship with older kids. And hopefully now that you're an older kid, you can do the same. But there's one more kid I want to talk about, and it's Jabray Young. Okay.
Dang right.
And I don't know if you remember Jabray, but
loved him.
Oh my gosh. First off, what a great human being. Human being. He was built like a Greek god. He ran like, the wind blows. But what a great smile. Just a great personality. What a great human being. He's going to, he graduated from college, from SFA, but as a Melissa football player, he was a straight running DAWG. Okay. I mean, just unbelievable. He started as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. I remember the Gilmer game when he was a sophomore. He ran for 900 yards that night, but, golly, Jabray Young was another great one as well. And there's so many great ones. I can continue to go. I mean, Braden Smith was a great, I mean, there's just so many really, really good football players, but really, really, really good kiddos as well. All right. So why have you been talking about NCAA 25 video game for an entire year? What's the obsession?
That's a great
question.
An entire year.
For an entire year.
It was supposed to come out last year.
Okay.
And so I was.
You're not a weirdo, by the way.
I'm
not judging you, but
how does that make me a weirdo? Whatever. So it was supposed to come out last year, and I remember being super hyped and getting ready to play, and they're like, "Sorry guys, gonna set it back a year." And so I've been waiting a full year. Like, me and Hayden used to play. Now we didn't play 14; we played NCAA 10 on the Xbox 360 in Frankston, and we used to play the mascot mode all the time. I used to we never played with real teams. I was always the Florida Gators.
Dang right.
Because they looked really cool. And then Hayden was always the Stanford Trees. I was like, dude, that's the dumbest looking team ever. And I don't know, he thought they were cool, but
I can see Hayden doing that. Hayden would do that.
He's just a weird kid.
He is. Did you know that right now that we have a coaches league for NCAA 14?
I have. I saw Coach Phelps whoop Coach Scoggins the other day, so that was awesome. Yeah.
Well, the best one is so Coach Hemsley probably hadn't played a video game since the 90s, and he was like, "I'll beat anybody." So Coach Whitfield was like, "Done, deal. Let's go right now."
Dang right.
Coach Hemsley won.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. So the next day, Coach Whitfield's like, "No, let's go again." Coach Hemsley won again.
No,
Yeah.
wowzers.
So right now, I don't know who's leading the pack. I've only played one game.
Who'd you play?
I played Coach Metter.
Okay, Coach Metter. He probably ran it the whole time.
He did.
didn't pass the
He
ball.
ran the triple option the entire time.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't remember what team I was, but the thing is you have to pick. You get 3 random selections.
Yeah.
And then after that, you have to pick
One of those
based
three
off those 3.
teams.
And if you don't like them, you get 1. But you're stuck with your 4th one.
Yep.
And I mean, it's super competitive because like right now, I'll get up here, whatever, 5:30 in the morning, and sometimes they're playing, and then it'll be 7:00 at night, and I'll be checking the building, make sure everything's locked up and whatnot, and I'll go down there, and sometimes they're playing. You're like, dude, go home, bro, go home. But I mean, it can get super, super competitive. So why are you obsessed with going out to eat, especially Chick-fil-A? What's the deal, bro?
It's awesome. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I just love eating there. Like
Chick-fil-A's okay, bro. It's not like amazing. It's just okay.
It's not true.
I
would
man.
100% disagree.
How many
with
waffle
you.
fries can you eat?
A ton. My order sometimes I change it up sometimes, but sometimes I'll go sandwich, 12 count fry, or I'll go 12 count fry, 2 fries.
Golly.
Just in case.
No, dude. There's
Sometimes.
only so much of Chick-fil-A that you can have.
I could eat there every single day.
I don't see how.
I don't have the money to, but I would.
Yeah, no doubt you don't have the money to. No doubt.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it is. Yes, I can tell you it is expensive. It is very expensive. I like just, the chicken sandwich. Now I'll go with a 12 count every once in a while. I really wish you guys like Panda Express. That's a really good place to go get something to eat.
Hayden likes it. I don't know if Owen does, but I tried it. I'm not a huge fan. Maybe I haven't tried it in a while, so maybe it was just a bad one or bad experience.
We need to go try it because I'm telling you, Panda Express is where it's at. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Chick-fil-A fan. I'm just not a Chick-fil-A fanatic like you guys are. I like a good Chick-fil-A sandwich every once in a while, but Chick-fil-A every day, I don't see how y'all pull that off. But that's a big deal. Well, let me ask you this, man. Who is someone you look up to and why?
I would say, even though that I said she was really intimidating, I would say my mom.
Awesome.
We're very close in like our personalities and just how we.
Agreed.
Okay, dude. Just how we act. We're very logical thinkers, and we don't really think with emotion. We think with our head, unlike some other people.
And that can be savage. You understand that, right? You guys ask savage questions, like your mom, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, last night, like she asked me some savage questions about y'all's hair,
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, it hurt my heart a little bit. I was like, dang, dude.
Yeah, so continue. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, that's really it. We're just super similar. She's also like one of the smartest people I know, so I can always come up to her and ask her a question. She'd be like, hey, I need some help with XYZ.
She is pretty smart. She's a pretty smart lady. How were you when I admitted I didn't know what a verb and an adverb and stuff like that was?
I was glad because it was just within our family, but I was super embarrassed because I was like, how do you have a degree if you don't know what a verb and a noun is?
A nerd. A nerd. No, a noun is a person, place, or thing, right?
Correct.
Dang right.
What's a verb? Now, we've gone over this a few times,
it is
so
true.
I would think that you would know it now.
It is true. And I say that, and it sounds bad because, like, I'm doing my English teachers back in high school and elementary school a disservice because they were really good teachers. I just was horrible at paying attention. Yeah. I was not a very good student. Your mom was on here talking about how, school for me was about having a good time. It wasn't about learning. That's something that I do regret. I do regret not paying attention in school. Because I do believe that education and knowledge is key, and I was just really, really, really bad at it. But somebody I look up to, man, is y'all call him Grumpy, but my dad is somebody that I look up to, and I really look up to Y'all call him Paw, but your mom's dad as well. They're two different people.
Yes,
Two
completely
totally different
people.
We could tell some grumpy stories, but Max and Shipp would have to do the explicit whatever the thing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
noise, whereas Paw is just a good man. But all right, bro. So why are you in your room all the time? Does your mother and myself smell bad, or we're just too cool to be around that you need us in small spurts?
I'm not in my room all the time. I would say that I get out of there. Now,
What?
yeah, I would
What
say
do you classify as getting out of there?
I would
Like
say
in like 2 minutes, like, hey, what's up, and go back in?
no, I would say for the past few days, I've been sick, so like
What about the past few years?
I would say I've been pretty good of not being in there all the time. Now, Hayden actually, like, I haven't seen him for like a few days.
That's true. That's true. There, like, sometimes I don't know if Hayden still lives with us or not anymore.
Yes, like during the season, like I know like we would come home late and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen Hayden for the past 2 days. And then I would go upstairs and he's chilling. I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? He's like, get out of here. I'm like, all right, dang, dude. Okay, my bad. There's a reason I haven't seen you in 2 days.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, let me ask you this, dude. So like, I'm sitting there talking to Owen the other day, and your mom says, "Who's the nicest brother?" And he says, "Jackson."
Dang
I
right.
said, "Oh, cool, man. Cool. That's awesome." And she said, "Well, what brother do you like the most?" And he said, "Hayden."
Wow. All right.
So how does that make you feel, bro?
It makes me, I don't really know because I mean I would say I'm way nicer to Owen than Hayden is.
Oh, there's no doubt. There is no doubt. I mean, we're going back to the '80s, and Hayden is Hulk Hogan, and Owen is Sergeant Slaughter. Like they just yes. Continue.
Hayden like commits assault on Owen every single day, and I feel bad for him.
Correct.
But,
correct.
I would say that Hayden, like he plays Legos with them. Sometimes like I go in his room to say what's up to Owen, and they're doing their thing. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. See you later. And
is Hayden going to be upset that you just shared that information that he's playing Legos?
I don't care if he's upset. He knows where to find me. I can take him pretty easily. But I would say that I think I'm planning on graduating early, so I hope that he likes Hayden more than me because they're about to be together for the next few years.
Right. That sucks, by the way. So like this summer plans, bro. Like we're talking about kind of your future here. So like summer, you're gonna go back to Clemson and Ole Miss and Mississippi State and whatnot. Like, so where are you leaning towards, man?
It's a really tough question. I've talked to you guys about it. I've talked to some of the coaches about it as well. But I don't really know. It's a 3-way tie right now. Or I would say they all have their positives and they all have their negatives. Like Ole Miss, Mississippi State, they all run the offense that we run right now.
Right.
And so it'll be super easy transition. But Clemson has Dabo Sweeney, and talking to him, I mean, he's just like one of the best people that I've ever met. And I only talked to him for about 10 minutes.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a great impression. But
he is a good dude.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He is a good dude. Well, this is going to be a hard question, dude. Why do you want to be a coach?
I love sports. I love football, but I know that I'm not good enough, or I'm not like, I don't want to have to do those workouts in the morning that all those kids have to do. I'm not ready for that. So I would rather be the one telling them what to do than being told what to do. But, I just love football, and I don't think I can get away from it. And so I coached like we do Mondays. Do like player-led stuff. Yeah. And I'm coaching it, and it feels awesome when your quarterback throws a touchdown, and then when he throws a pick, you're like, get him off the field. Give me a new cue in right now. So, I mean, it has its, I think it's awesome. I love it.
Well, we'll talk about coaching Hayden 7-on-7 team.
That was awful. I hated it. They, some of the kids I've known before, so it was kind of cool, but I met some new kids I've never met before. And I mean, all middle school kids suck. So there's not one that I enjoy. So, I mean,
Tell
yeah.
us how you really feel, Jack. Oh my gosh.
So we went 0-9.
Dang right.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was
But you were
awful.
competing with Coach Paul.
Yeah, but his kids would. This is the difference. His kids would listen to him. My kids wouldn't. So I would give them a play, and they'd be like, "All right, cool," and then they would change the play or audible the route, and I'm like, "Guys, you don't know what y'all are doing. Let me do my thing." And then that's why we lost. I had to. I took Hayden out one game because he cussed me out, and I was like, "All right, cool, dude. You're not playing for the rest of the game." So that was a.
But I mean, everything is about learning and growing. So
Yes.
you're taking these small things right now, coaching 7-on-7, doing the player-led stuff, and all those things, and all it's going to do is help grow you and set you up for your next stage in life, which will be a assistant wherever you pick to go to college at. All right, if you were a character in a TV show, who would you be, and why?
That's a good question. I would say I love The Office. I love it. I would probably say that I would be Jim because I'm just a cool, laid-back guy.
Cool, laid-back guy.
Yep.
If anything happened, the camera would pan to you and you'd make a
Yep.
face. You know what's wild and crazy, dude?
What?
Is that you say that is I have been told this multiple times that I'm Michael Scott from The Office.
100% agree. Yes.
Like people are like, you're not as funny as you think you are. You
Yep.
say awkward and embarrassing things, and you don't think they're awkward and embarrassing. I can see that. I can see that the Jim piece of it. I don't see the Michael Scott thing. Actually, I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm kind of like proud of it.
No, I think Michael Scott's dead on. I think that you 100% are.
Dude, I think that's a compliment.
You can take it that way.
I do. Well, I want to thank Jackson Nally today for spending some time with us on the podcast. Jackson, is there anything you'd like to add or any final thoughts you'd like to share with our listeners before we conclude?
I don't think so. Thank you for having me.
Well, dude, thank you for being on. I really, really appreciate it. Well, thank you for listening to the Dang Right podcast with Coach Nally. Thank you for our guests, Jackson Nally, and thank you again to Mr. Kramen and his students for putting this podcast together. Have a great week, and it's always a great day to be a Cardinal.